Every great story has a beginning. And when we speak about Sri Krishna, there are many places from which we can begin. We can begin with his birth in Mathura, when the world was suffering under the tyranny of Kamsa. We can begin with his childhood in Gokula, where he filled the lives of Yashoda, Nanda, and the people of Vrindavan with joy. We can begin with his divine childhood pastimes, his love for the gopis, the lifting of Govardhan, or his role in the great war of Kurukshetra. But before we enter all those stories, I want to begin somewhere else. I want to begin with a child whom Krishna protected before the child was even born. That child was Parikshit. His life connects the great age of the Pandavas with the age that followed. And more importantly, his life gives us the doorway through which the sacred story of Sri Krishna was passed on to the world. So today, as we begin our journey through the life, teachings, and divine stories of Sri Krishna, let us begin with the final days of a king who had only 7 days left to live. This is the story of Parikshit. The Kurukshetra War had finally come to an end. The 18-day battle had destroyed almost everything that had once made the royal families of Bharata powerful. Great kings were dead. The Kaurava army had been destroyed. Many of the Pandava warriors had also fallen. At last, Duryodhana, the eldest of the Kauravas, faced Bhima in a final mace duel. The battle was fierce. In the end, Bhima struck Duryodhana on the thighs and broke them. Duryodhana fell to the ground. He was defeated, badly wounded, and waiting for death. But one man still remained determined to do something for him. His name was Ashvatthama, the son of Dronacharya. Ashvatthama had fought on the side of the Kauravas, and seeing Duryodhana lying helpless and defeated filled him with anger and sorrow. He wanted to give Duryodhana something that would make him feel that the Pandavas had been punished. But the war was over. There were hardly any warriors left. So Ashvatthama chose a terrible way to take revenge. In the middle of the night, he entered the camp of the Pandavas. The warriors were asleep. There he killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, the sons of the 5 Pandavas. He cut off their heads and carried them back to Duryodhana. Ashvatthama believed that he had finally taken revenge, but instead of ending the suffering, he created another tragedy. When Draupadi learned that her 5 sons had been murdered, she was devastated. She wanted justice. Arjuna promised that he would find Ashvatthama and bring him before her. Arjuna went in search of him and eventually confronted him. Ashvatthama, desperate to save himself, released a terrible divine weapon called the Brahmashira. Arjuna had no choice but to counter it with a Brahmashira of his own. The power of these 2 weapons was so great that the entire world was threatened. The sages realized what was happening and rushed to stop the 2 warriors. They ordered them to withdraw their weapons. Arjuna knew how to withdraw his weapon. Ashvatthama did not. He could not recall the Brahmashira. So, in desperation, he directed it toward another target. He directed it toward the womb of Uttara. Uttara was the widow of Abhimanyu, the brave son of Arjuna, who had already been killed in the war. And inside Uttara's womb was a child. This child was the last hope of the Pandava dynasty. The weapon was now moving toward that unborn child. Arjuna captured Ashvatthama and brought him before Draupadi. Everyone expected that Ashvatthama would be killed, but Draupadi showed compassion. Ashvatthama was the son of Dronacharya, the great teacher who had taught both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Draupadi did not want the wife of her teacher to suffer the loss of her son. So Ashvatthama was not killed. Instead, the precious jewel that he wore on his head was removed. The jewel was given to Draupadi, and Ashvatthama was allowed to leave. But the greatest danger still remained. The Brahmashira had already been directed toward Uttara's womb. Who could save the unborn child? There was only one answer: Krishna. Uttara ran to Krishna and sought his protection. The Lord himself entered the womb and shielded the baby from the terrible weapon. The child survived, and with that one act, Krishna protected the future of the Pandava dynasty. That child was Parikshit. Because he had been protected by Vishnu in the form of Krishna, the Brahmana suggested that he should be called Vishnurata, meaning one who had been protected by Vishnu. But there was another reason why he became known as Parikshit. While he was still inside his mother's womb, he had seen Krishna. He had seen the divine form of the Lord who had come to protect him. After he was born and grew older, he would look carefully at every person he met. He would examine their faces and wonder whether this was the same person he had once seen inside his mother's womb. The Sanskrit word for examination or testing is pariksha. And because he was always examining people in this way, he became known as Parikshit, the child who had seen Krishna before he had even seen the world.